Oh, that's why I couldn't see you guys, because it had changed itself to receiving nothing.
Oh yeah, you changed that, didn't you?
Maybe I did, maybe I
I
didn't.
remember you saying those words.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
All right. Welcome to welcome to Monster of the the week. Where is it? There we go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Beautiful book. I love this thing. Um, so Monster of the Week. Jeff, you've gotten this spiel, but you're going to get it again.
Yeah.
Uh, the point of this game is basically y'all are a bunch of monster hunters and you hunt monsters. Monsters are tough. You need to typically know their weakness to be able to kill them, which hopefully you'll discover during the investigation portion of the game. Uh, and you start and you never have very much health. So you get hurt, it really hurts. Do your best to get into combat on your terms and not on the monster's terms, and you'll be okay. And be very protective of all of you. Don't get hit, it hurts a lot. And
Okay.
because this is not a fantasy setting, we have hospitals and stuff,
Okay.
but hospitals, they don't heal you quick. And if you have to call for an ambulance, something already has already gone terribly wrong, right?
Right.
So let's talk about characters. Uh, if you open up the character sheet assigned to you, we can kind of go through one of them. Actually, whose character should we go through first? I think we should do it as a step-by-step process so we can kind of figure out how to play again because we haven't played this in like a year.
Let's do mine.
All right. So I can pull up your character sheet and I can watch you move around it.
Gender.
What is your gender?
Human.
Human is not a gender. Spaghetti
How about
monster.
that?
Male.
That's fine.
Human male.
Oh, I have a book for this.
My gender is
What to do. It's about the hunters, not the mystery. Okay. Before you start the game, think about this. Keep the blah blah blah. Create a mystery. I already did all those. I
okay.
already created a mystery. Can we just?
Which monster of the week book are we playing?
We're gonna do the basic stuff. Just the Monster of the Week Revised Edition playbooks. So a playbook is a character sheet or
Okay,
an
so
archetype.
well, it says right here which edition we're going by. The chosen, the crooked, the divine, the expert, the flake, initiated, monstrous, mundane, professional, spellslinger, spooky, the wronged.
Those are all the character. Those are the characters I know about. So let's do one of those.
That's all I can choose from.
Yes, that's all.
So I
There's
get
like
to.
15 of them.
Oh, do I get to? So I get to choose one of those.
Yes, that is a class. Basic. Each one of those is
Oh,
a class.
that the header is confusing. Then Monster of the Week Revised Edition playbooks.
So
So the playbook is your character class.
yes, a playbook is your
Okay.
character class. I think it's like
You
that
guys.
in all Powered by the
Okay.
Apocalypse games.
You guys keep disappearing. There you go. You're back. All right. All right. So my look. Actually, playbook. So we're gonna go by playbook and not like keeper's mystery sheet or custom.
Those are all additional playbooks. So
Okay.
we're gonna stick with the basic playbooks, which is the ones you listed off, because those are the
Okay.
ones I have
So
experience with.
gotcha. So my look.
Right. So what do you look like?
Scraggly old man with a
Excellent.
scar over one eye, which is milky with no discernible pupil,
Okay. Does this eye not function?
wearing a purple smock with the sign of a reddened fist that has been sloppily painted on.
So you're wearing a
Knee
purple.
high boots, not the sexy kind, that are a black leather and very flexible. Wearing also 2 metal bracers on each wrist, both of a deep silver color. I just came up with all that on the fly. How do you like that?
I didn't. I don't see it.
How about now?
I don't see it. I'm gonna switch. Okay, I'm gonna close your window and reopen it. I was assuming these character sheets would be like D&D work. Yep, there it is. So you are an old man with a scar over your eye. You can't. This eye
Yeah.
is like foggy, milky.
Yeah.
Is it functional?
It's functional.
Okay, so you could see through it.
Yes.
Okay. Purple smock. That's like a. Are you wearing like a Joker tux?
No, hell no. A smock.
Tell me what a smock is.
You know what a smock is?
Obviously, I don't.
Let me get you a picture of a smock.
Okay, that will help. Yes. Okay, purple smock with a sign of a reddened fist that's been painted on.
Yes.
Is the red?
Yes.
Where is it painted on? Keep in mind.
On the chest, like right here.
Okay, keep in mind this game is set in current times.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure you know that because you're wearing a. Well, I don't know what a smock is. Yeah, did you post a picture?
I did in general.
Okay. Fuck this laptop. It sucks. It's like it won't even load. It won't even load the chat. Okay, there we go. It's loading now. Okay. So it's just a shirt.
It's a shirt with pockets. It's what artists wear to keep their clothes clean.
Okay, and it's okay. So you're like a drifting artist type.
Yes.
Okay. And is it gonna let me scroll and see the rest of the text? It might not. Okay, and you have like a fist on the front of it.
Yeah.
Knee-high boots. So like
Not
old
the
black.
sexy kind.
Yeah, not the sexy kind, obviously. And they're black leather and very flexible, so that they don't impede your movement.
Correct.
And you have metal bracelets on each bracers on.
Bracers.
Okay, bracers.
Yeah, bracers.
Okay. Do you get weird looks when you walk through town?
I'm an artist. I always get weird looks.
Excellent. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so which of these playbooks call to you, Mr.
Let's see.
Aging Artist? You could be the Chosen, which is he's chosen by something to do something. The Crooked, which is your basic drifter thief guy. The Divine, maybe think about Thor. God chose him to do something. The Expert is expert knows hidden secrets. He's not. Is this okay? The Expert, he knows about shit. The Flake is a conspiracy theorist. The Initiate is a guy that belongs to a cult of people that do magic things. The Monstrous is your part monster. The Mundane is your normal everyday guy who stumbled into this. The Professional works for an agency to hunt monsters. The Spellslinger is a wizard. The Spooky is a psychic person whose powers came from will figure that out. And the wronged is the guy that maybe he lost someone.
The two that call to me the most are the Chosen and the Spellslinger.
It's chosen in the Spellslinger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of those two, let's do this the old-fashioned way. Head,
Uh,
Chosen, tails, Spellslinger. Spellslinger it is.
Excellent. So you're a trained wizard masquerading as an artist
Yes.
to hunt monsters. Okay, so this is your character sheet. This is your move
Boy.
reference, your health, your luck, all this stuff. So, luck, you have a certain amount of luck.
Okay.
Once you run out of luck, then I'm gonna just assault you with all sorts of terrible things because your luck has run out.
Okay.
Um, let's talk about your combat magic. You get all this. You get all this crap.
Attack spells. Yeah.
You have a few attack spells you can use as weapons. I don't know a lot about wizards honestly, so bear with me, especially or mainly in this game. So you have some attack spells, and when you kick some ass, you roll weird. Kicking some ass is how you fight things. We don't have to worry about rolling attack rolls or saving throws. When you want to fight something, you kick some ass. And because you're a wizard, you kick some ass with weird instead of brawny stuff.
Okay.
So you have to pick 3 of these with at least 1 base.
Okay, so that's under the bases and effects. I
Yeah,
get 3 of those with at least 1 end base.
right.
Okay.
So
Let's see.
what are you thinking?
I'm thinking blast.
Okay. So keep in mind these tags.
Oh,
They
two
they,
harm, magic, close, obvious, loud.
they paint a picture of how your magic happens. If you blast things,
Excellent.
it's loud. It has to be close, and it's very obvious that you did it.
Well, they're all obvious and loud. So let's just go with the biggest, loudest, obvious one, the blast.
Okay. Do you wanna
So
pick more bases or do you wanna pick some effects?
let's pick some effects. I'm feeling the lightning and fire. Yeah.
So it's like, is it a fire lightning, or are you just like
Yes.
shooting
It's
from two
plasma,
sides?
basically.
Plasma.
It's plasma, basically.
I love that. Okay. Sometimes you may need to act under pressure when you cast spells to cast your spells without problems. So if you try to cast your spell and it's a really tense situation, you might have to act under pressure. Keep in mind,
Okay.
this magic is not absolutely defined as you only shoot a ball of lightning and fire and it explodes. You can
Okay.
use your magic in creative ways.
Okay. So let's see. I won't worry about the history and notes.
Let's do moves. So you have
Moves.
all the
Yeah.
basic moves. Base moves are kick some ass, act under pressure, help out, investigate a mystery, manipulate someone, protect someone, and read a bad situation. But because you are a wizard, you get to pick 3 of these.
Yeah. Advanced arcane training. You have 2 of your 3 tools and techniques at the ready. Then you may ignore the third. Okay. Pick 3 big organization groups at the supernatural community, which this time could be worse when you miss a use magic. You know what? We're gonna do a could have been worse. We are going to do. Why are there 2 enchanted clothings? It's enchanted without any change of appearance, and then it's enchanted without any change of appearance. -1 harm. They're the same. Why are these 2 the same?
I don't know. Pick an article of everyday clothing. It's enchanted to change without any take -1. Oh,
Take minus one
maybe.
harm from any.
Maybe you have gloves, and maybe also you have your poncho.
I guess that would make sense. We are also going to do not my fault and practitioner.
Okay, so
Actually, wait, there was more when I scroll down. Let me look at these other two. You protect someone, you gain +2 armor against any harm that is transferred to you. This doesn't stack. Now I'm going to stick with practitioner. All right.
okay, let's talk about these so that I understand what they do as well. So it could have been worse. When you miss a use magic roll, you can choose one of the following options instead of losing control of the magic. So when you miss with magic, or when you miss or fail on any roll, it's because you rolled a 6 or lower. And you always roll 2d6.
Right.
So
You know, the average on a 2d6 is 5, right?
yes. Hopefully your modifiers will be helpful.
Yeah. Okay, so not my fault. +1 to act under pressure when dealing with the consequences of your own spell casting. So I chose that because if I do this is gonna suck, I can stack that with dealing with not my fault.
Okay, so Fizzle, the preparations are ruined. You'll have to start out from scratch with the prep time doubled. Ew.
Yeah, but that's why I chose not my fault, because when dealing with consequences of my spell casting, I can add +1 to act under pressure.
Okay, that's excellent. So if you fuck up and you shoot a fireball at the ground, you could be like, I didn't do that, and then dodge out of the way maybe.
Yeah. And then practitioner, choose 2 of the use magic effects. You get +1 to use magic when choosing one of those effects.
Okay, so if you the use magic effects. Where's that? Oh, the effects. Okay, so if you do
Yeah.
fire or lightning, you get +1.
Yes.
Cool.
Then we're not going to worry about other moves because I don't have any. Experience. Mark experience when you take rolls total 6. Okay. Gear. Pick 1.
You get a backup weapon.
Awesome. We are gonna do an heirloom sword.
Okay, so two harm. Harm is how much health you have. It's also how much health the monster has.
Okay.
You may notice you have 7 health. That never changes
Okay.
unless I hit you and you lose health.
Oh, right.
Then it changes, or unless you blow
Then
yourself
it
up.
changes. Once you
But
have, okay, improvements. Once you have 5 experience, all right, we're not there yet. Advanced improvements, we're not there yet. All right.
right,
I need 5. I need 5 experience to choose one of those, and I don't.
so you gain experience at the end of every mystery. When I ask my end of mystery questions, you
Sure.
also gain XP every time you roll a 6 or less.
Okay.
So you learn by
Yeah, mark
failure.
experience when you right, or when a move tells you to do so. All right.
Some
So
moves
what do
tell
I
you to
need to
do
do
so.
about my starting stats over here?
That's a good question. Click on the
There's
chat.
dice by them. I can also choose a loadout, apparently.
Knowing that you can choose a loadout, I think you need weird because that's how you cast magic.
Well, all the weird on all of them is +2. So what
Okay.
does cool? What does the cool? What does cool do?
Let I have a sheet in front of me. I'm looking through the moves. So cool is what you roll when you act under pressure. So
Okay,
if you
so I
blow
will
yourself
need
up with
cool as
fire,
well.
or if you help someone
So
out, you roll cool as well. It's how cool
so
you
I'm
are in
gonna
a
want.
situation.
All right, I can take +1 to cool, but -1 to charm I'm going to assume that based on my looks, I will take that -1 charm, take a 0 on tough, and a +2 on weird.
Okay, that sounds good. I like that you're using your uh, the way you look to explain why you have no charm.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Okay,
And I think that's it for me.
excellent. Let's hold on. The act is your okay, Jeff. Let's do you now.
Do me.
I mean, not like that. I thought you were into dragons.
Well,
Jeff's got the dragon dildos.
right, I told you that Dungeons or finishing dragons is my only sexual outlet. That is literally like I said it into the phone, and then I looked down at the phone after I hit send, and I was like, "What the hell?"
It's like, oops.
Finishing dragons. It's my only sexual outlet.
Now, before we get started on your character, I have to know if he's the same guy you played before.
No,
Okay.
this is a different guy.
Okay.
The guy before was a detective.
But I loved everything about him, so I hope you bring the same energy.
Well, this guy is a dwarf.
Okay.
Short
Like,
and stumpy with thick orange hair covering his entire body, stubby arms and legs covered in thick corded muscles and crisscrossed with various scars and old injuries, faces broad with fat, blunt features and a square jaw covered in thick orange beard. Hair is a wild tangle of orange frizziness. One eye has been lost at some point and covered by a black eye patch. Wearing mechanic's overall with stained gray clothing underneath, reeks of oil and smoke.
okay.
Did you write all this earlier?
Yeah, while you guys were talking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. My question is he a fantasy dwarf that's been misplaced in time or in plane, or is he like an actual short person?
He is a wild dwarf that clawed his way out of a life of slavery in the underground empire of Zork.
So he's not
Which
from this plane, is what you're saying.
he is. He's just from the great underground empire of Zork. That's
Okay,
all.
there's no underground. Well, I mean, there might be, I guess. You know,
It absolutely could be.
this is a regular this is a regular time setting. It's not a fantasy setting.
Right, but there are supernatural creatures here, right?
Yes,
So they probably. I mean, it's safe to assume that they come from somewhere, right?
they must come from somewhere.
So could we say that they come from Zork?
They might.
Okay.
All right, so you are a uh, can I?
Dwarven mechanic.
You're a dwarven mechanic and you're the expert.
That was the thought. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over your stuff. So
Yeah, because I don't remember exactly how all of the stats and stuff work.
so I think we're gonna pick your all your moves and your gear, and then we'll
Okay.
pick your stats, and then we'll figure out the relationship you two your characters have.
Okay.
So let's talk about your haven. You have a haven,
Workshop.
a safe place. What is your
It's the
safe place?
it's the workshop.
Okay. Is it a workshop in like this town that we're in? Or is it a workshop in some other town?
Well, I mean, I am the expert, so I'm a master mechanic. I can set up shop anywhere and have the tools that I need.
Okay. But this shop is your special shop.
Well, yeah, so it would
This
be
is
in
home
the
base.
hometown.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
sure.
the mystery will take place in your hometown
Okay.
so that you have access to your haven. So what is in your haven? You get to pick 3.
I get to pick 3 different havens.
No, you get to pick 3 different things for your haven.
You have a haven, a safe place to work. Pick 3. All right.
Being a mechanic, I think would drive your ideas here.
So
It
wait a
looks
minute. I'm looking at this.
It looks like you already picked workshop.
I did.
Jesus Christ. Charm roll. I did
Yeah.
not know they had pictures here. This is awesome.
Yeah, I like the picture.
Wait, what?
Look at the rolls. The roll section.
Oh shit,
It's got a face.
that's pretty cool.
All right, so now when you say pick three of what?
Uh, you pick 3 of the things under the workshop or under the haven. So it looks like you picked the workshop. You get to pick 2 more.
Oh. So I could have an armory too?
It sounds like it. And then one more thing. What else is important to you? What else is important to this dwarf who clawed himself out of the underground? Or
Yeah. He
so
clawed himself out
so
from the underground
how
empire.
did he do that?
I mean,
Did he do it magically? Is he worried about being drugged back down there? Maybe he needs a panic room?
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Or maybe he's got a magical laboratory and that's how he got here. What is
Well,
an
he's not
ooblet?
really. I was thinking ooblet.
Is isolated from anything you stash in here can't be found, can't do magic, and can't get out. Oh, that's interesting.
I like that.
It's like a pocket dimension.
So I got an armory, a workshop, and an ooblet.
Okay. Um,
My haven has all 3 of those things.
I'm sorry, what? A what?
Ooblet.
Oh, oh, I see it on your list here. That's oubliette.
Oublietti.
Oubliette.
okay. Should we? I don't think we do allies and teams. Because
History
it doesn't say anything. We'll worry about history and notes later. Let's talk about your moves.
Pick
So,
2.
what is this? Which one of these 2 are you gonna, or which 2 of this list are you gonna pick? I've read about this sort of thing. That's interesting. Often right. When a hunter comes to you advice about a problem, give them your honest opinion and advice. If they take it, they get +1 going forward, and you mark experience. So if Scott comes to you with a question and he follows your advice, even if it's bad, he gets +1 going forward because of how confident he is about that advice.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as it looked. Once per mystery, you can attempt to keep going despite your injuries. Roll on a 10 plus. You heal 2 harm and stabilize your wounds. On a miss, it was worse than it looked. Precise strike. When you inflict harm on a monster, you can aim for its weak spot. Roll plus tough. You could deal extra damage. The woman or man with the plan. Ooh, at the beginning of each mystery, so there are moves where we roll them at the beginning of the mystery to find out things about the mystery. Like the chosen, as an example, gets a premonition at the beginning of each mission or each mystery that tells him kind of what's going on, but he has to
Okay.
roll for it. So it could be a good premonition that's helpful, or it could be a meteor coming down from the sky to kill him.
So I'm gonna do preparedness, and it wasn't as bad as it looked.
Okay. What does preparedness do?
If I need something unusual or rare, I guess like a key or a circuit board or a silver bullet or something like that, on a +10, you have it right here now. On a 7 and 9, you have it, but not here. Or on a miss, you know where it is, but it's somewhere really bad.
I like that. It wasn't as bad as it looked. That's where you can heal yourself a little bit, or you could be completely fucked.
Yep.
Okay.
If you miss, you could either have a harm or unstable wounds inflicted.
All right. Let's talk about your gear.
Okay.
You get to pick 3 monster slaying weapons. It sounds like you're better equipped than our wizard friend who has a sword. You picked a flamethrower.
Of course.
You're like, who needs magic? Okay, what else you got? What else is good? Actually, tell me about this flamethrower. Is this something you concocted in your workshop?
Of course.
Okay, so it may not be
It's got a salamander inside.
so it's driven by a magic fire-breathing salamander.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the silver sword.
How does the salamander feel about being part of your equipment?
The salamander is a dumb animal. It doesn't care.
Okay. So
As long as
it's not
it gets
holding a
fed.
grudge.
Nope. He's perfectly content being in the bottle, breathing fire.
Okay. Do you feed him?
Yeah.
What does he eat?
Embers.
Okay, which you have a lot of from your workshop,
Exactly.
where you're forging this silver sword.
Where the silver sword has been forged.
Has been forged. Past tense. It's already been made. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It says you get to pick 3.
Oh, good. Well, then I also have...
I don't know what else you need other than a sword and a flamethrower, but I'm excited to hear what you might need.
Magnum.
Okay, so in case you run into some like people problems as opposed to monster problems.
Yeah. I don't know why it says a magnum is a close weapon.
The far weapons are sniper rifles or rifles in general.
Fair enough. So I got a silver sword, a flamethrower, and a magnum.
Excellent. Fucking flamethrower, man.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, he's a dwarf.
All right, let's talk about history. So, the history is how you relate to the other character. So you both have to pick a history for each other. Since we have Jeff's character sheet open right now, let's Jeff, how do you know Scott's character? From the list of these history prompts.
There's history prompts. Oh, I see them. They were. I think I had it closed on mine.
Feel like
Sure did.
the you saved their life in a tight spot would be the one. And I would think that would be Scott saved. Scott probably, your character could have helped me escape from the Underground Empire.
Okay, it says you saved their life, not he saved your life.
So does he not have a similar set of options on his history prompt?
He has a completely different set of options, I think. Is that right,
Well,
Scott?
I'm going to pull it up and look.
Yeah, let's see. Yep, completely different.
Excellent.
So how do we make those two things coincide then?
You don't.
Okay.
We're gonna figure it out. So
then we were previously both members of an eldritch group, now disbanded.
well, you can pick yours and Scott can pick his.
Okay. I saved his life in a tight spot then. That's what I'm going with.
All right, so tell me what happened. It says that. Tell them what happened. And he's walked away.
Hold
on.
Hold on. Alex is in the kitchen peeling oranges.
Is he old enough for that?
He is now, apparently.
Excellent.
He's
how old is Alex now?
4 oranges. 2.
Two.
He's worked his way through 2 oranges. He's got them completely peeled.
Is he not eating them? He's just peeling them?
He's just peeling them. He's got a bag of apples too. Oh,
All right, Jeff, tell us.
Well, you were doing your thing.
What thing
What
was he
was I?
doing?
What was I doing, Jeff?
He was doing his juju dance out on the corner.
What's a juju dance?
It's one of those magic things that wizards do when they're trying to cast a spell.
So this is
So
from
what?
the
So
dwarf's perspective.
so what was he doing in that juju dance?
A lot of pelvic thrusts, maybe some, doing like the the night elf dance on World of Warcraft.
Oh,
It
God.
looked a lot. It looked a lot like that. It was just out on the street corner.
Okay, so
This is why I have a -1 to my charm.
Yeah,
So-
the dwarf didn't really ask questions. He just noticed the large shadowy shape that was
Undulating
speedily,
on the street corner.
yeah, heading straight towards his back.
okay, so what was you fought off a shadow monster for him?
Well, it was a shadowy form, so obviously not human. And since he is the expert in these sorts of things, he pulled out his magnum, not a condom.
Magnum condom first monster dong.
Exactly. He pulled out his magnum and blasted its head off,
Okay. So you
which
saved his
startled,
life.
startled the wizard out of his mating ritual or whatever it was, and
Maybe he was casting a spell to defend himself.
presumably, but the rest is history.
Excellent. Scott,
Yo.
what is your history with Giddeon?
Our history with Gideon. Oh, I guess I can change the name to a creature or to something what I want, right?
Right.
It doesn't have to be your name.
Right. We are going to go with.
Do the love interest. Do it.
I thought about it, but we are comrade in arms. We have faced the biggest threats together. After Gideon had saved my life, we went on to hunt monsters together, and we have faced down some of the biggest and baddest back to back.
Okay, so what threats have y'all faced down together?
Remember the time we took on that salamander beast that was trying to steal your flamethrower's source?
I do remember that. It was the I guess it was the alpha salamander, huh?
Yeah.
How big was this salamander?
He was probably the size of a bus.
Yep,
That sounds right.
big ass mofo.
Okay. So
He was red. He was big, red, oily looking. He was very mean, aggressive. But we took him down.
I will say this.
We got a dried out trophy of his tail hanging out in Gideon's workshop.
Excellent. Does this mean that Scott? What is your character's name?
We are gonna go with Flannigan.
All right. Is Flannigan? Is he not a drifter? Is he just like? Does he appear to be a homeless man in this
He
town?
appears, but looks can be deceiving.
Looks can be deceiving. Okay. Mike, let me add something to this that makes it a little more complicated. Monsters, magic, the supernatural. This is unknown to the common folk.
Well, we are not the common
You
folk.
are obviously not the common folk. I'm curious how you kept this giant salamander secret from the common folk as it rampaged through wherever it rampaged.
Well, you see, it didn't do it through a city or anything like that. It was on a countryside. We went out when we had heard, like in one of those tabloid newspapers, that there was a big creature roaming around at night. And we went up to check it out because, old ladies in cottages on the countryside often tell tall tales. but this one happened to be very true. And when it figured out that Gideon's flamethrower housed a salamander, it went very hostile on us, and we had to take it down.
Excellent. So
We just told the lady that it was a pack of wolves that was haunting the countryside.
that is the way to do it. So do you typically get your news or your monster sightings that you investigate from tabloids?
Tabloids, word of mouth, conspiracy theorists, that kind of stuff.
World Weekly News is the best source of news.
Crackpot photographers.
Bat Boy, yeah, we killed him.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Who did you kill?
Bat Boy.
Killed Bat Boy.
We got the word from Hillary. We got the word from Hillary Clinton on Bat Boy that she was housing him.
Okay. And was he
kept in a secret underground facility under the White House?
Boy, or was he like?
He was the horrific half bat, half human.
Of course he was.
Feeding on human blood.
I ask these questions so that I can know the tone of this game.
Why do you think Hillary Clinton?
This is obviously going to be complete nonsense. I love everything about it.
You see, we picked it up from this tabloid, and I posted it in the wrong Discord. Then we're probably going to be like, "What the fuck was that?" Let's get in the right one.
Excellent. Weekly World News. This is going to be great. Okay.
I remember reading a lot of Weekly World News when I was a kid because it was on the news rack and at the grocery store when you would go through the register. Mm-hmm. So I saw a lot of these. One of my favorite ones when I was a kid that made me ask my mom about it, and I was never allowed to read them again afterwards, was a woman survived a shipwreck like 10 miles off the coast because her humongous breasts made her float back to shore. And I asked my mom, "Hey mom, do boobs make you float?"
Real.
And what did she say?
She got kind of upset. She saw that I'd found it on that, and she was like, "No, never again. Do not look at these."
This is the same news outlet that insists that Elvis is still alive, living on the moon.
Yeah.
You've never seen those ever?
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
They're not as ridiculous as they used to be.
Yeah.
Most of it's. I think it kind of got bought out by like maybe some sort of political like outlet or conglomerate or something, because a lot of the stories now are more political based. But back when we were kids, it was just nonsense.
It was all of this. Like I like this one. Obama appoints Martian ambassador, and flying cats terrorize West Virginia. Wife shrinks cheating husband.
Yeah, it's definitely the most real, and they reference it in Men in Black.
Yes,
they do.
Boy.
In Men in Black, he says, "Yeah, sometimes the major outlets get it right every once in a while."
Yeah, they're talking about the tabloids. Yeah, because remember at the beginning they buy all the tabloids and they slap them down on the hood of the car and they're flipping through, and that's how they find the cockroach man.
He said, "You're looking for evidence here." He said, "Not looking, found." And he pointed because it's, yeah, I love it. That's what's happening here. That's how we found out about the salamander.
Excellent.
Random brush fires and giant monsters stampeding across the countryside. That's where most of our leads come from.
Awesome. I didn't realize this at the time, but I've been streaming the text portion of Discord. So all of that was caught in our stream for reference later.
That's good.
Okay.
If we expand upon this this universe.
You see, I like this kind of shit because Jeff and I can just kind of spitball the most outrageous shit off each other, and it's always a good time.
This is gonna be awesome. So, let's start with the current mystery. Oh wait, Jeff, did you pick your stats?
I did not. Let's make it a 10 on everything.
Let's
10.
No, that's
10,
not
10,
how that
10,
works.
10.
No,
He's
you.
some kind of
How about you
he's
scroll
some
down?
kind of Superman.
How about you scroll down, and this will overwrite your current stat values. You select one.
The
Uh,
radiation from the underground.
I think the third choice would probably be third or fourth would be best for you.
Well, he certainly doesn't have a lot of charm.
I hope y'all don't have to interact with anyone.
And I would think the tough would be. He's not very cool.
Well, cool is how cool he is and under pressure. So, like, is he good in a tight situation?
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, he would be. -1 charm. Plus. So what is weird again?
Magic.
So I don't have a whole lot of magic.
You don't have any magic.
Yeah, I'm not a super magical man. So I'm going to go with that. Cool, sharp, and tough.
All right. Excellent.
No charm.
No charm. No chill. Wait, no chill is cool. No charm. Y'all are gonna have to talk to people. I'm sorry, but this is gonna be excellent.
Oh, we are going to
I'm
talk to
fine.
people, and
Yeah.
it's going to go horribly,
Yeah.
horribly wrong.
Well, you learn, you get experience from failure, so hopefully you're presented with lots of opportunities for failure. All right. Uh, the current mystery. You open up your tabloid. Does anyone have any at start of mystery moves that I didn't see? I
I
know you
don't,
had the option to select one, Jeff, but I don't
but
know
I
about you,
didn't.
Scott. Okay.
At start.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something that happens before you start the premonition or the
No,
other
I
thing.
don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I think you would know.
Mine was the woman or man with the plan.
Okay. And that wasn't something you picked.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I'm prepared, and it's not as bad as it looks. For
Uh,
when I inevitably get shot or maimed somehow.
uh, so knowing how you currently acquire your jobs, so to speak, a tabloid is delivered to the workshop. Is the workshop a secret, or is it like your place of? Do you get mail delivered there?
Um, Sometimes a carrier pigeon will bring the occasional note,
Okay.
but no, it's kind of a hidden workshop. It's like in an old industrial warehouse.
Okay. So where do you get your tabloids from? Do you go to the grocery store? Do you go to the 7-Eleven? We don't. I guess we go to the
Newsstand
racetrack if you're down
down the
here.
street. Oh, there's a newsstand down on the corner.
All right. Well, I think you find yourself at the newsstand down on the corner, and you pick up the latest tabloid, which reads "Small animals assaulting people in the park." And you see a flying squirrel baring its teeth as it chomps down on this lady's neck.
Are you inspired by that picture of Saddam?
Uh, is there a picture of Saddam in the chat too that I missed?
In general, he's getting bitten by Bat Boy in the neck.
Oh, I
Yeah,
missed that one.
yeah, Bat Boy's a patriot.
Coalition leaders order half human, half bat to take a bite out of Saddam.
Excellent. No, this is purely this is all planned ahead of time. I didn't know that Batboy was a thing until like 10 minutes ago.
He's not just a thing. He is a goddamn American hero.
He's a living, breathing hero.
Yep.
I believe it. So you have
The
you
big
have this you have this tabloid with this flying squirrel biting down on people's neck. Is this worth investigating?
I think it might be.
Absolutely.
Does Flannigan and Giddeon visit the newsstand together? Is this like a regular bromance bro date thing?
Flanagan usually hangs out on the streets and stuff like that to see if he can pick up any kind of conspiracy theory talk among the homeless.
Okay.
But he knows where Gideon's workshop is and visits fairly often.
Yeah, he typically can be found mingling with the homeless insane down in Skid Row. That's where he hangs out 90% of the time.
Oh, I had an opportunity tonight to do something, and you mentioned Skid Row, and I'm glad I didn't do it.
What?
Involves diapers.
Nope, never mind. I guess I could have gotten away with it. Okay, well, this isn't that.
We're not going to be sniffing diapers. Sorry.
Talking about something completely different. So what do you do? What do you do with this information?
So Flanagan's going to go and he's going to say something to the guy who runs the newsstand, and kind of an off-the-cuff kind of remark of, flying squirrels. They're getting pretty ballsy, aren't they?
They're crazy. This makes no sense. But people read it all day long. I love it. I'll take their money.
Gideon belches loudly.
Yep, he has -1 charm. That makes
he's like Flanagan's like, so do you take any stock in this, or do you think it's a bunch of nonsense too?
This is a bunch of nonsense. I don't know why you keep buying these papers. This section right here, I will take your money, but this is nonsense.
Well, it's good for it. It's good for a laugh.
He holds out his hand. He's asking for payment for the paper.
Sure, I'll reach into my smock and pay him the 10 shekels.
10 shekels.
What the fuck is this? Shekels.
Money, moolah.
Fine, I'll put it in my pocket. So, what do you do? It's gonna be a lot of that question.
So Gideon, think we should go check this out? You wanna do it now, or should we wait till nightfall?
Well, what does it say in the article? Have most of the attacks been in the daytime or nighttime?
We flip open the tabloid to get further information.
It doesn't say. It's got the big picture, the blow up picture of the squirrel chomping down on the lady's neck, and on the next page it shows a bunch of squirrels flying in circles around the park uptown. And it's an eyewitness account from this homeless man talking about how these squirrels descended upon this lady in the middle of the day. So it happened in the middle of the day that this homeless man saw it.
Okay. So what I think we should do, Gideon.
Let's go to
the park. Let's see if we can find any homeless people hanging around. Maybe I can squeeze a little information out of them.
All right.
Yeah, I always love hanging out with those crazies that you're always out there.
Hey man, they have the best information.
We're gonna get banned from YouTube for this. All right. You arrive at the park. This is a park uptown. It's a nice part of town. It is a city park surrounded by buildings. It's about 2 blocks. And
that's a small park.
Sorry, let me make this park bigger because this is important. It is a 6-block park in the middle of town. 6 blocks is like a
6-block radius or a 3-block radius.
2 by 3. 2 blocks by 3 blocks.
Okay.
It's a nice park. It has a hedge maze. It has a splash pad. It's got a swimming pool, tennis courts, walking trail. It's a very nice place.
Are there people on the walking trail?
There are people on the walking trail. And
do I notice any discernible unsavory people hanging around?
Sure, yeah. You notice a guy pushing a shopping cart.
I'm gonna go up to him and I'm just gonna kind of nonchalantly say, I'm gonna lift back my smock to show off a wound, and he says, "Hey man, I think the flying squirrels got me." Have you seen any around lately?
Uh, he looks at you and he coughs, and you see a purple haze come out of his mouth. And he looks away from you and walks away.
A purple haze,
Yes,
like as in like a mystic cloud of gas.
a cloud of gas. I don't know if it's mystic.
Hey, hey, Gideon. We should see what that guy's up to. Let's keep a little distance and see what he does.
Probably a good idea. That was pretty weird.
All right. Well, he's wandering through the park with his shopping cart.
Can we see what's in his shopping cart?
It's empty.
It's empty. All right. No trash. That is suspect, Flanagan says to Gideon. Clearly, he would have wet cardboard, dirty blankets, a few plastic trash bags, but there's nothing in his cart. Something foul is afoot.
Something foul is afoot by this homeless person with an empty cart.
And he's belching purple.
Well,
Flanagan knows
maybe
the homeless
he's
of this
vaping.
town.
Maybe he's into vaping. You don't know.
We should attack him.
In the
No,
middle of
just
the day.
Yeah,
In
we should
the middle
accost
of a
him
public
right here.
park.
We should accost him right here in the middle of
Yeah.
this park.
Okay, is that what you're gonna do?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna follow him and
Would
see what his pattern of movement is
Okay. As you follow him, he
from a safe
from a
distance.
safe distance. He does not notice you. He appears to be doing a lap around the park,
Just pushing his shopping cart.
just pushing his shopping cart. You get back to right where you met him, and he keeps going again.
If we look around, do we see any other homeless people, and if they are doing the same thing?
You do not.
What do you think we should do, Gideon?
I'd like to tag him.
Tag him with what?
A tracking device.
Do you have tracking devices?
I do. I'm always prepared.
All right. Would you like to roll that?
I would. Now, how does this
I
work?
think you
Is
can
it-
only do this once per mystery, right?
No,
Really?
I want to make sure.
it doesn't say that.
Yeah, it just says you've got moves, right?
Okay, some moves are once per mystery. I just want to make sure you're not blowing this move at the very beginning of the mystery.
So it wasn't as bad as it looked as a once per mystery.
Where does it say that? Does it say it in the description?
On mine.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does say once per mystery. I don't think I have anything that says once per mystery on mine.
That's mine. My other one is the not as bad as it looked is a once per mystery. But preparedness just says when you need something unusual or rare. I mean, this isn't even. I wouldn't say this is a rare thing.
I would say having a tracking device would be unusual.
Yeah.
Sure. So go ahead and roll it.
With your sharp modifier.
I think if
So,
you,
plus
I think if
2.
you click on the dice on it,
Oh, yeah. It does have that.
and it'll ask you.
So give it +2.
I think if you roll it, it has a +2 with it. Yeah, it puts the +2 in.
Oh,
On
sweet.
a 10 plus, you have it right here, right now.
you roll plus cool. So you rolled a 10 anyway. What's your cool? 1. So you rolled an 11. So yes.
Why do I roll plus
what-
cool?
Why does it show 14 here?
Because you didn't roll. You rolled.
Oh,
a,
I
you
didn't
did
roll
a
the-
sharp roll.
I added the extra. Well, it says roll sharp for preparedness.
Did you click on the
I see there's a set of dice underneath
Yeah,
preparedness.
click that and
I
see what it
was
does.
I was looking at it wasn't as bad as it looked.
But it was. I mean, it's a
Okay,
it's
so
a sharp roll anyway.
yeah, so that is it. Yeah, 2d6 plus 2. Yeah. So
You rolled again and it's still a success. You have a tracking device on you.
So I'm gonna.
we just wanted to make sure we were rolling the right thing.
Yeah. I understand. Like we haven't used the Roll20 interface for this game yet, so this is a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah. So you have it. So
I
So
guess
I'm going
where do you store these random devices you carry on you?
just pockets.
Okay. Are you wearing like cargo shorts with pockets, or do you have a
I
trench
got a
coat
I've got a backpack
like a JanSport?
with a back yeah, JanSport. It's like the purple and green, like that vintage. It's got that vintage look. It's good.
Okay. Y'all are really like zeroing in on this homeless motif.
Yeah, I found it. Literally found it in a storm drain. Like
Excellent.
a bunch of water stains all over it, a couple of rips, but it's still good.
Okay. So you have this you have a tracking device. What do you
So
do?
I'm gonna belch loudly and act like I'm bumping into his cart and say, "Oh, sorry, brother. Excuse me, brother." Like I'm drunk. I'm just gonna like put my hand on his shoulder and just very discreetly slip it into his. He's wearing a hoodie, right?
Sure.
Aren't all homeless people wearing hoodies?
This one is.
mostly, yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they all do. So I'm gonna just slip it into his hoodie and say, Sorry, brother. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry."
So you are very short. I don't think you can lay a hand on his shoulder. I don't think you can reach.
I'm about half. That's a good point. I don't know how tall this guy is. All right, fine. I'm gonna grab him by the belt.
It's just like you're hanging on.
Yeah, I'm gonna stagger into him drunkenly.
Okay. Are you gonna wait for him to do his lap and then like kind of stumble in?
Yeah,
Okay.
gonna
Uh,
knock his shopping cart over as I fumble into him.
okay. As you do that, you fumble into him and you plant the tracking device on him, and you knock the shopping cart over. Uh, he pays you no mind. He doesn't pick up his shopping cart. He just keeps walking.
Well, that
How
was weird.
how populated is this park?
It's a pretty popular park uptown.
Populated.
Populated, popular. There's people everywhere. There's people playing.
Okay.
There's people playing soccer. Uh, you see a couple doing their running, but they're not obviously doing laps over and over again. You mean you see different people all the time?
Okay. So get in. It's very obvious that something's going on here, and we can't do about anything right now. He's working his way in a circle around the park. Should we pull back? How does your tracking device work, by the way? How do you know where he's going?
GPS.
GPS. All right.
It's got a
So
screen.
so maybe we should pull back, let the hours pass, and see if anything happens once it starts getting dark outside.
Well, why don't we keep looking around too? There could be something else out
Yeah.
here.
Well, I'm just saying we leave
Oh yeah,
him
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
now.
Let's leave him for now. We know where he's at, where he's gonna be.
So all right. So obviously, flying squirrels require trees.
I was about to say,
Is
let's investigate those oak trees.
Yeah, this is a. Are the oak trees dense, or are they sparse throughout the park?
Uh, they are
What
sparse throughout the park.
what season is it? Are they leaved? Are they bare?
They are absolutely leaved.
All right.
So it would be difficult to see them from afar. You would have to be right under the trees if you wanted to look past the shrubbery.
Okay.
Can I swing back to the GPS tracker? I'm curious if you're what kind of screen you're using on it. Do you have like a phone, or do you have just some dedicated GPS device?
It's a dedicated GPS device. Think like, do you remember that game Commander Keen?
Yes.
I do. I do.
Okay, so think like his little wristwatch.
Okay, excellent.
It's got like Pong graphics for it.
Hell yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a TI-80 something on your wrist.
It's basically a TI-80 something strapped onto my wrist.
Excellent. I love everything
It's
about
been
this.
it's been tinkered. It's been tinkered.
Okay. So he continues to do his laps. Do you wander over to one of the trees?
Yeah, I'd like to wander up to one of them and then, just kind of look up into the tree to see if I can see anything. Do I need to roll for anything like that?
No. But as you wander up to the tree, you're met by an individual. Uh, he is wearing what looks to be a uniform. He has a large net on a stick, and he is swinging it at the tree.
What you doing, bub?
He looks over his shoulder and says, "I'm trying to get these goddamn squirrels." And he's swinging it. He's swinging his net at a tree, trying to bring down an animal. This is clearly someone who works for animal services.
Have you had any luck yet?
Does it look like I've had any luck? And he gestures towards an empty cage.
Maybe we can help you out.
Yeah, we're squirrel catchers. I've eaten my fair share of public park squirrels.
He looks at you with wide eyes. You are clearly insane. And he goes back to trying to get a squirrel.
I'm gonna push him in the hip, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, man, gotta eat."
I'm just trying to do my job here.
You do the same, asshole.
He said, "I'm just trying to do my job here. Some lady complains about some stupid squirrels, and I gotta capture them." And you can see what is clearly, now that you're underneath the tree, you can see what is clearly a squirrel out of reach, chewing on a nut, watching him as he swings his net at
Is this a normal-looking squirrel?
a completely normal-looking squirrel.
Gideon's gonna say, "Let me help you with that." And he's gonna pull out his magnum and just start aiming at the squirrel. He's saying, "Steady now, steady," as he's aiming down the sights.
And he looks at you. He's like, "We're in the middle of a fucking park. Why do you have a gun?"
Flannigan goes, all right, Gideon, put the gun away. Flannigan pulls his sword out.
What the fuck do you have a sword for?
Don't worry, I'm an expert.
Why? What? This isn't some medieval fantasy. It's a squirrel. I catch it with a net. Why are you pulling out guns and swords?
Because we're helping.
You're not helping.
Don't worry, we're experts.
Well, have you caught a squirrel yet?
The goal is to catch the squirrel, not to obliterate it.
Well, I wouldn't obliterate it. I would just stab it until it stopped moving, and then you have your squirrel.
He face
squirrel.
palms. He literally just does this. And he's like, I have to capture the squirrel. We are a catch and release animal service. We are not a murder everything animal service.
But squirrels are vermin. It's just going to come back. Well, why don't we just take care of it here and now?
We're testing these for rabies.
You can test a squirrel corpse for rabies.
I'm not here to catch squirrel corpses.
You have to kill the squirrel to even check it for rabies.
Yes, but I don't have to kill the squirrel.
Then let us do the killing. That way it's off of your conscience.
So, let me get this straight. You're going to pull out your magnum and your sword. I'm not sure how you're going to... Are you going to throw the sword at the squirrel? That seems... he points at his net and he points at the sword. He's like, mine is clearly longer than yours. And you're just going to start firing off shots in the middle of a park?
That actually is a good point. He's going to holster his magnum and pull out his silver sword.
Well, thankfully, swords are quiet.
You know what? This will be hilarious. Why don't you climb this tree and attack this squirrel?
Sure. Flannigan expertly hops up to the first branch.
Expertly?
Expertly.
Like, okay, I will say this first branch is 6 feet up. Is he gonna hop straight up? Like,
I could give him a hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna step up onto Gideon's shoulder, and I'm just going to do a pushing jump, catch myself as I spin around, counterclockwise and land on the top of the branch.
Excellent.
Sword in hand.
while
3-point landing.
This guy is watching you as you do it, and as you start climbing the tree with your sword in hand, he takes a step back and pulls out his radio and says, "We got a couple of loonies climbing trees with swords. What? I don't even know what to do. What should I do?" And he's wandering off as y'all climb up the tree. So what do you do?
Well, we're either going to have a problem with his boss or his boss is just going to tell him to get back to work. What do you think we should do, Gideon?
You're already in the tree, so
I'm yelling down to him. Gideon, what do we do?
We should kill the squirrel.
How close is the squirrel to Flannigan?
You're up in the You're up in the tree. It's surprised that you got up so quickly. I think he's within sword distance.
I'm going to take a swing at it.
Okay.
Give him a good swing, Flannigan.
Then roll.
How do I roll for
kick
this?
some ass.
Brain him good. Brain him good.
Hide
The dwarf
that.
man's hopping from one foot to the other, screaming that
So
at the bottom of the tree.
what do I roll for this? Sharp?
You should be able to go to moves,
Moves. Yes.
and you should see kick some ass as a move.
Kick.
I'm looking.
I don't see kick some ass.
I'm looking through. I'm trying to find where like the regular moves are.
Okay. Other playbook rules.
Oh, Hunter moves
Other.
reference at the very top.
Oh, what now?
At the very top, you see Hunter moves reference next to a little red triangle.
Hunter move reference.
It's above the word charm.
Charm. Aha. Aha. Kick some ass. When you get into a fight and kick some ass, roll a plus tough. On a +7, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. All right, let's do this. I swing at the squirrel. So I kick some ass with tough. Input value. Wait, maybe I didn't do that right. Let's try this again.
Kill the squirrel.
It's asking for it's asking for an input value when I click on it. I'm gonna leave that as 0.
Does it say? Oh, hold on. I'm gonna click on it on yours. So if I
Sure.
accidentally do it, then it's not doing anything. Input value. Does it say tough default?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I chose both and it both gave me the same prompt.
Yeah. Do tough default.
Yeah, but it still asks for input value
Really?
of plus minus forward. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at 0.
Yeah, it's just 0. You don't have any forwards.
Oh, okay.
If you had a forward, it'd be from like someone helping you out.
9.
Okay.
On a plus or a 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflicts harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game.
I think that you stab the squirrel, and it dies immediately, but you fall off the branch, and you take 1 harm from falling off of the tree. I think you have armor, though.
Do I?
Like you picked magical clothing, didn't you?
Nope.
Uh-oh. Already taking harm from minor things.
The squirrel.
All right, so I click on harm. So I'm at 6 harm. All right. The squirrel dies.
He is skewered on the end of your sword, and you fall on your butt. It hurts a lot. You take 1 harm, and you have a squirrel kebab.
Right.
What do you do?
I look around to see if anything happens elsewhere in the tree from the death of the squirrel.
You notice how quiet it is in the tree. You don't hear the sound of birds or squirrels, which is odd in a park. You hear people,
In-
but no animals.
Interesting. Is the squirrel bleeding red blood?
He is bleeding red blood.
Squirrel look normal.
Um, I think this is a chance to use a new move.
Okay.
Let me see. This feels like a investigate a mystery move to me.
All right. Investigate a mystery. When you investigate a mystery, roll plus sharp. On a plus 10, 10 plus, hold 2. Wait, what is it? What does on a 10 plus hold 2 mean?
It means you can ask 2 questions from investigate a mystery.
On a 7 and 9, hold 1. Okay. So I will roll investigate a mystery, sharpness default, no forward, 8.
8.
So I get 1. I
Yep.
have 1 current hold. What is being concealed here?
Excellent. Uh, as you peruse this squirrel corpse on the end of your sword, squirrel kebab style, you see a purple mist coming off of it slightly
Hmm. Is it from the wound or from just kind of off the body?
off the body, kind of like if you kind of shake it, you shake at the end of your sword, and it kind of
Yeah.
clouds up around it, like it was in its
Okay.
hair.
Okay. Hey, Gideon, check this out. I'll shake the sword again and more purple stuff comes off. This
Mmm,
is like that
good.
stuff coming out of the homeless guy's mouth.
Mmm, good eating.
Are you gonna?
He's gonna take a whiff of the purple stuff.
Okay. You take a whiff of the purple stuff, and you immediately start coughing and wheezing, and your eyes are watering.
I'm gonna shout, "Woo, boy! That's some spicy meatball."
It's like you actually. Uh, it's almost it's like it's pollen. You breathe it in and you start having allergies, and it comes on you very suddenly.
As I'm hacking and wheezing, I'm screaming, "Spicy meatball," because that's what he says.
All right, well, clearly something is afoot here.
Just hacking and coughing.
So, what should we do, Gideon? I'm at a little bit of an impasse on what to do next.
Hmm. Well, I probably got my as the coughing subsides. I might have something in my pack that we could use maybe to test this purple mist. I usually keep my magical fog sampling kit on hand for just such an occasion.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Okay, you have a kit for what?
Magical fog sampling kit.
Okay, what is? And this is a device you typically carry on you.
Oh yeah, I always keep that on me.
Excellent. Okay, let's see if you're prepared enough.
So it was sharp.
You should be able to just
Oh, that's right. It's under the thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Make
well,
sure to mark experience.
mark experience. And what happens
where do
on
I
a
mark it?
miss? You know
Oh yeah.
where it is, and it's somewhere really bad. Uh, you left this You actually traded this away to someone. Someone who turned out to be not a friendly person, and when you went to trade it, they took it and left you for dead. So who left you for dead?
Is that goddamn wino bum in the alleyway?
That guy tried to stab me once.
That son of a bitch.
I haven't seen him around in a while, though.
So who tried to kill you and took your magical fog to analysis device?
Well, I'd been down at the pub drinking, and the sun was starting to come up, and as I stumbled back through the alleyway, the bum was over in the trash and asked if I wanted to play a game of dice. Can't say no to that. Stumbled over, tossed the dice a couple times. I lost. Naturally, being drunk, I refused to give him the testing kit because it's my testing kit, and he shivved me with a glass bottle and ran off.
Excellent. An unknown street bum shivved you, left you for dead, and ran off with your analysis kit.
I ain't seeing that shit again.
Nope, you never will, unless it's really relevant.
Gideon looks defeated and says, "Oh, that's right." And then just kind of rambles off the story.
Do we still see our homeless guy making his laps around?
You don't see him, but it chirps from your GPS that he's still on his course.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Can you take a look at the like up in the upper branches of the trees or anything to see up there?
I've fallen out of the tree.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm gonna glance up and kind of shield my eyes, like I'm looking up in the tree. Is there anything to see? Any weird looking fruits or weird hornets?
No, you don't see anything in the tree.
Bugs?
That's odd.
Nuts?
You don't hear. Remember when I said you don't hear any animals or see any animals?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the insects.
They're all dead.
Well, you don't hear them and you don't see them.
Dead.
This is truly, truly a mystery. Let's see.
We could ambush the hobo and take a closer look at the fog coming out of his mouth. See if there's anything to see. Maybe do an impromptu, vivisection.
In the middle of the daylight, in the middle of a park.
Well, we pick somewhere discreet, like up under the bridge or something.
That's a good idea. I like that.
The old
That'll be fun.
waterway.
I think we should. Yeah, I mean, I am under the guise that we should hang back to see if anything changes about the park over the next little bit of time because strange things are afoot. But we've hit 2 dead ends now. It's real quiet. The bum's making circles. I'm waiting for something a little bigger to show its hand, and then we can act on that.
As you say those words, you see our friend, the animal services guy, chasing what appears to be a small squirrel or chipmunk into the hedge maze.
Oh, that's right. There's a hedge maze over there. Hey, Gideon, why don't we go check that out?
Yeah, let's go check that out.
Yeah. We approach.
Are you running
the hedge
after
maze.
the guy, or are you? Or
No. We approach it.
We're stalking him
Yeah.
carefully.
Stalking him carefully. Well, he's already in there. and you could kind of hear rustling all around.
How
And
big is this hedge maze?
the hedges are about 10 feet tall.
Okay.
It's about the hedge maze itself is a centerpiece to the park, and it's about a block in size by itself.
Is there a single entrance or are there multiple entrances?
There are multiple entrances.
Okay. Well,
Or you
I
could
think
say
it's a
there's
good
an entrance
idea.
and an exit, and there's a bunch of
Oh,
them.
yeah. I would think it would be a good idea that we don't split up for this.
Are you
I
sure?
don't trust hedge mazes.
Why don't you trust hedge mazes?
Because as soon as we get split up, something bad's going to happen. I can just feel it in my bones.
Well, as soon as you roll bad, you're gonna get split up anyway.
Nah, we're gonna roll good because we're lucky.
Yes.
We're lucky.
That reminds me. Let me tell you about luck.
Sure.
If you roll something that is terrible, you can use one of your luck points to change a roll to a 12.
Or to avoid all harm from an injury.
Right. So if shit really goes bad, maybe you roll some luck. But remember, when you run out of luck, you're all out of luck, and everything goes
Okay.
bad all the time.
Is that what happens?
That's what happens.
All right.
Every roll
Gideon.
from that point forward is bad.
Well, we'll see when we get there.
Okay.
Let's enter this hedge maze.
Flannigan, let us enter the hedge maze. As he
All right.
loudly.
Brr. We nonchalantly walk our way in. What do we see?
You hear something. You don't see anything other than the hedge maze,
Well,
but
right.
the chirping from your
I'm
GPS starts. Your GPS starts going off.
I'm gonna look down at the little Pong graphics. What do I see? I see our dot. We're beeping. Where's the hobo?
He's beelining it for you.
Oh. We turn around in the direction that he's coming from on the GPS. What do we see?
You see him coming at you, walking
Does he
very.
look friendly?
He has a vague look about him.
A big look.
I like the way that
It's
hobo
like
looks.
he's looking
Flannigan.
past you.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out of the way of the center of the path in the hedge maze that we're on, and let the hobo approach us with my sword ready in hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my magnum.
I love your not silent weapons.
A sword is silent.
Well, I mean, I love the Magnum, and also you're gonna kill this guy.
Maybe, maybe not.
So, as he walks into the hedge maze, you hear a rustle from the. You hear a rustle deep inside the hedge maze, and you hear a scream, and you see a net on a stick, the animal serviceman's net, go flying through the air, and the I almost said zombie. That's not actually what it is. Don't listen to that word. I promise he's not a zombie. He attacks
Zombified
you.
man.
He attacks us.
Yes, he attacks you specifically, Scott.
Me specifically. All right.
He runs at you, and he's running at you head first, like he's going to headbutt you.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll hold my sword straight out in front of me as he runs at me.
Okay. You skewer his brain.
Excellent.
And he's dead at the very entrance to the hedge maze in the middle of the day.
I'm going to, quickly as I can, just pull his body into the hedge maze.
Okay. I'd like to remind you there was a scream from inside the hedge maze.
Sure, there was, but we had a threat in front of us.
Yep, you did. You don't anymore. What do you?
Is there
Well,
anybody looking?
All right, I would like. So, is he bleeding regular blood? Is any purple mist coming off of him?
Did
What's
we
in his
draw?
pockets?
Did we draw any attention with that action?
uh, no, because you were inside the hedge maze. But he came sprinting in and was skewered and fell over. He is oozing regular blood.
Okay.
As he hits the ground, it's like he hits the ground and a puff of mist comes out of his chest as he exhales one final time.
Is it the purple mist?
It is.
Excellent. All right. What does he have on his corpse?
He is a hobo. He has very bad clothes. But I think this
Okay.
is a good time to investigate a mystery.
Excellent.
Time for the vivisection.
So, Scott, you are the one
Investigate.
investigating.
Sure.
I want to remind you that there is a move called Help Out. So why don't you tell me how you're investigating him?
I'm going to look his clothes up and down to see if I can find any out of place item, object, anything about him that's just out of place for a regular hobo.
Okay. So, yeah, roll investigate a mystery.
Do my holds carry over
Yes.
from
but
mystery to mystery?
No. Your holds
Yes, but no.
Your holds are used up as soon as you use them. So
So when I asked what is being concealed here, that used my hold. So if I roll investigate a mystery, because it does say current hold, which leads me to believe that you can hang on to them.
So if you rolled a 12 now and you had 2 hold, you could use your hold within these moments in respect to this.
Just okay to
this,
that. So if I have
situation.
2 and I use 1, if I had 2, I used 1 and I don't use the other, it's whoosh, gone.
Right.
That's all I need to know. All right.
Bonzo.
But
7.
You don't have to use it immediately. Like if you have a line of questioning and you're investigating the corpse of a dead man, and then you like one thing can lead to another. Hold 1. So what
all right. I'm going to ask, what was it going to do?
It was running at you. And you're getting this from its clothing?
Well, that's the questions in the investigative mystery.
Right.
I can ask outside of that is what I'm asking.
Right. I can give you answers to questions in the context of how you were investigating.
Okay, so like I said before, I'm looking them up and down to see if I see anything out of the ordinary for a hobo in the uptown part of a nice park kind of thing.
Right. And
anything that stands out.
Okay, and then your question for looking for things that stood out was, what was he doing?
No, because I misunderstood how it plays out. So I'm looking them up and down, and the question more or less is there anything out of place here?
There is. You as you like give him a pat down, you feel something odd on his back. And as you lift up his shirt to look at what's on his back, you see what looks like fungi growing off of him.
Interesting. And that uses my hold up, so I have 0. Okay.
It appears to be pink and purple fungi.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense because they were breathing purple. What I assume now, from learning that it's fungi growing on the back, those are likely spore.
Mycons.
And you breathed them in, Giddeon.
Well, being a dwarf, I'm immune to spores.
That's not the case now, currently.
Oh. So all right. I got a solution for this. That's what he's saying. He says, well, I might have something here in my pack got some of that dwarven moonshine made from diesel fuel.
Okay. You're gonna pull it out of your pack?
I am.
Okay, let's see what happens. Are you prepared? You
Mark
are not
your
prepared.
experience.
Mark experience, and I need to go let my dog out real quick. So let
Sure.
me go let her out and simmer on what the fuck I'm gonna do to you for that 5. I'll be right back.
Okay. This is about as much fun as it was with the time that we did it with
That's
Lishan
good to know.
and Deep.
I'm enjoying this a lot because you can just kind of do whatever you want, really, and
Yeah,
that's what makes it fun.
it's less structured and more kind of just like you make shit up as
Yeah,
you
and
go
that's
along.
what I like about it.
Dwarven moonshine made from diesel fuel. That'll kill the spores.
Yeah.
I'll drink them out. And now I'm not going to do that. Oh well.
Oh well.
At least I've got it wasn't as bad as it looked.
Yeah.
After he gets back though, I'm probably gonna go ahead and go.
Yeah, because it's 10 o'clock. So
Yeah. We've been doing this for about 2 hours, but this is a
yeah.
good start.
Yes.
Can be our impromptu thing that we do if we ever have time.
Yeah. And this is something very simple. So now that it's already set up for us, we can just keep going.
Yeah, just hop in.
Yeah. So get yourself prepared for the Lich's lair tomorrow.
The Lich's lair.
Yeah.
We are gonna brain that lich
You think so?
or die trying. You should just surprise us all with a full body wipe, full party wipe. Wouldn't that be some shit?
Wouldn't it?
Everyone's dead.
You guys have been playing these characters for 2 years and they're all dead.
I know I've said this at least once or twice, but we've done have you ever seen that show iZombie?
No, I have not, but I know of it.
So on iZombie, one of the episodes is it's a D&D group.
Yeah.
And somebody kills the dungeon master, and all of the players are suspects because they had been playing those characters for like 10 years or something. It was like a super long running like dedicated game, and they were all like epic level like characters, and they all died because they stepped on a trap. He did a full party wipe with a trap, like it was like an acid trap or something, and it just melted them all.
Oh no.
And all of the players were so pissed about it that allegedly someone had killed him, and so she was investigating all the different players, like trying to find out why they would want to kill him. And it turned out it was because he was into some weird like Russian hacking shit, and it had nothing to do with the D&D players.
I see.
Yeah, there was like a secret wall in his computer room that had all these like servers and stuff on it. But it was pretty funny because they were all like suspects because they were all pissed that their characters died.
That's hilarious.
That's I like that show.
What show?
iZombie.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
It's on Netflix, right?
I think it is. It's been on there for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's not,
Netflix.
It will be.
Netflix. It's always the very pale chick with the brain and there's blood everywhere kind of thing. I think that's iZombie.
It is. Yep. It's a good show. It kind of gets a little like, I don't know. I lost interest about season 4.
I'm surprised it went on that long. Well, no, because that kind of stuff always, like supernatural stuff, always does well in like those kinds of markets.
Well, the point of it was there's a DM that gets killed in one of the episodes, and all of the players are suspects because the DM kills the entire party with a trap, and they'd been playing the characters for like years. So they were all epic level characters, and they step on an acid trap and it melts everybody.
He's
and
like,
then somebody killed.
fuck these characters, we're done.
And then the DM dies, and it's like a murder mystery. It's funny, fun show.
I started rewatching Goblin Slayer last night.
Oh, yeah.
Season
Holy
1. Well,
shit, it's
there's
so
only one.
dark. I'd forgotten how dark it is in the first episode.
I have been watching. I went to Second and Charles and found the entire series for like $30. But I have been watching Rune Soldier.
I have no idea what that is, but that looks like
Rune Soldier. Huh?
that looks like a 90s something.
2003. Well, it looks 90s because it's the alternate art on the inside. Because when you, it looks like that.
Okay. It looks like Gundam to me, like Gundam Wing.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
Or
it was
like
made.
Full
It was
Metal
it was
Panic.
it was made in the same that time period.
Okay.
So this is a show that takes place in the same universe as Record of Lodoss War, just in a different part of the world.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's basically it's a female adventure party, and they get basically a fighter wizard to join them on adventures, and he is just this big, clunky dude, and everybody hates him, and he's also the comic relief, but he's the main character.
Excellent.
You know,
I think this is a good point to stop us going into the hedge maze because me and Jeff both got to go.
Can I inflict one last thing on you?
Sure.
Since he rolled a 5.
Oh, that's right. We have to
Yeah,
resolve
roll.
the
the failure.
preparedness. Yeah.
As you're digging in your pack for your mystery booze, you hear a scream, a crack, and the body of the animal services man comes flying through the walls of the hedge maze, lands at your
Ooh.
feet with his neck in a very not
It's a
alive
right
angle.
It's a right angle.
And as you peek through the hole that he came through, you see a massive gorilla with spores on half of its face and what looks like a rusted out metal arm cannon.
Metal arm cannon. Do I still have my Magnum out?
You tell me.
Yes, I do.
You were
I'm gonna
digging in
take
your
a
pack
shot.
for booze. Do you have your Magnum out?
It is. I'm fumbling, like it's in one hand, and I was digging with it like the other hand, and it's like, ooh. Boop, boop, boop.
I think this is a good place to stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire 3 shots at the.
This
Pop,
is a good
pop,
place
pop.
to stop.
Pop, pop, pop. Watch your motherfuckers drop.
So
Exactly.
we'll see what happens next time.
Okay.
Well,
gorilla.
I'm free most nights. That's not D&D night. So just let me know when you guys want to do it.
I mean,
If I'm not,
I want to
yeah,
do
because
this.
if I'm not doing this and I'm not doing it, I'm playing Final Fantasy 14.
I think
Josh?
Jeff, you're the thing that's you're the deciding
Yeah,
factor
I'm gonna
when
be.
we do
I'm gonna
this.
be. I'm gonna be the hold up because yeah, it seems like I'm always doing something.
My free time starts at 8 p.m. ish. Because
I'm
that's
usually
when
good
the
at.
children are
I'm
asleep.
always good after 8. So we can just turn it into a hey, I want to do it tonight. Hey, I want to do it tonight.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
to
maybe
catch
like
you,
hop on for an hour.
because if you're anything like me and you go, hey, let's plan it for this week, and you don't, and then it doesn't happen.
I like the hey, if you're free, just like throw it up on there, but don't bank on it.
Well, I mean, we don't even have to do 2 hours. We could just
Yeah,
play it
just
for
do an
half an hour,
hour.
play it for an hour.
Yeah. Well, now that the characters are all set up and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this can be my free time.
To add to this, if we wanted to add new characters, there is an opportunity to do that if more people want to join us, or if y'all just want to
I'll,
keep it as the duo.
I want to see if I can get Eileen in on this.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
It would be fun.
Because I thought Monster of the Week was a kind of board game thing. I had completely forgotten it was kind of it's basically a mud.
I don't know what a mud is, but
Imagination.
Here, let me link you to the Wikipedia article of mud.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go.
All right.
See ya.
Get that little pup in the bed.
So a mud is basically a kind of multiplayer real-time virtual world, usually text-based, combines some elements of role-playing, hack and slash, player versus player. So this is essentially that.
Yeah. Like, when I think of like role playing games, I think of two different things. I think of D&D,
Yeah.
which is its own thing, or D&D, Pathfinder, that kind of thing. And then I think of like more story driven, more improv based games that are like Powered by the Apocalypse, Monster of the Week, Dungeon World, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So this falls more into a mud because we're kind of role playing on the fly and there are some rules. But that's the thing about a mud is that it is not really any one thing solidly, other than that we're kind of playing a multiplayer real-time virtual world.
Right. And when you say rules, I also have rules that I have to follow. To like when y'all do things, I have to
Yeah.
respond in certain ways, and I
Right.
can't just say you die. I can say things like
No.
this happened, and part of it is, especially in this game, is I'm supposed to be a fan of the party. I want y'all to succeed, but I want it to be hard on you, and if the dice goes against you, the dice goes against you. Or if you put yourself in a bad situation, that's just how it is.
I know this is more or less what you wanted the D&D game to be.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get this out of the D&D game,
Nope.
but we get it out of this
Absolutely not.
game, and I'll enjoy it anyway.
Yeah. I love doing stuff like this because you're a lot more free to do what you want.
Right? It's like it's an open canvas,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not
Like
just me.
everything I've done tonight with my character is I came up with like on the fly. Like as I was talking and typing my lookout, I was just coming up with it as I was typing.
That's how you do it. Like the the prep work I did, it took about an hour. I came up with a couple of I came up with a couple of places, a couple of monsters, a couple of NPCs, and everything else is improv.
Put a hook in, you're good to go.
Yep. Like if you can do prep for a game in an hour, that's an ideal thing to me.
And it's always helpful too when you have players that are imaginative and you don't have
Exactly.
and you don't have the sit back players. You
Right.
just kind of like, what do you do? And you're kind of like, wait for somebody else, or you don't
Well,
know how to ask
that's
questions.
that's part of what I'm supposed to do is like if someone is sitting back and not engaging, I have to target them specifically and draw out what they're doing.
Yeah,
They can't just like follow people around.
yeah.
And like I can some of my moves that I can do is like if you like like when you mentioned we should stick together in this hedge maze, that's probably a good idea. One of my moves is separate the party, is split people up.
Right.
And I have I can do that however I want as long as it makes context in the universe that
Yeah.
we've created. All right. Well, I know you got to bounce.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
All right. I'm gonna stop the stream. We
All
will
right.